Nashville is growing by leaps and bounds. New development is exploding all over the city. Our home for the past 19 years is part of this and is being redeveloped. Because of the construction, we have to relocate. Relocation is going to be massive and expensive, but it's also a chance to transform into a major new center for jazz in the community. Now's the time. For over 20 years, the Nashville Jazz Workshop has presented, instructed, and preserved the art of jazz in Music City. Countless musicians, amateur to professional, and ardent jazz fans have expanded their skills and appreciation for this distinct American art form by playing in ensembles, studying in our classrooms, and performing on stage. The Nashville Jazz Workshop began under the leadership of bassist Roger Spencer and jazz pianist Laurie Meacham.
When Roger and I started this over 20 years ago, it was a dream. We didn't know how this was going to work and whether or not it would.
We started the Nashville Jazz Workshop with the intent of making a place where people of all ages and all abilities could come together, listen to jazz, study jazz, learn to play jazz. We have students right now aging from 10 to 90.
It's been pretty proven that kids that learn music early on do way better in other stuff, especially if they can learn to think outside of the box, which is totally what improvising is about.
It's just given me a different opportunity to perform in front of people because I used to be very shy and I used to not want to sing in front of people. It's a positive outlet in the community as well as just something for them to be creative and show themselves in a different way.
The Jazz Workshop is important for a number of reasons. One, the school aspect of it. It's really critically important that young musicians learn the foundations of jazz.
Well, I think it's important because Nashville is known for country music. Okay, so now we have this jazz entity where even young students, they can come here and learn, college students can learn, adults can learn. So it's kind of like a missing link that's needed in the community. And they can come, they can get experience, they can play with professionals, they can, sit side by side. So they can learn, they can grow.
Named by Downbeat magazine as one of the premier jazz venues worldwide, the Jazz Cave at the Nashville Jazz Workshop brings world-class performances to the heart of Nashville for residents and tourists to experience and enjoy.
We built this to look and feel like a nightclub, like a jazz club, a listening room. More like the Village Vanguard, where talking is kept to a minimum and people pay attention to the artists who are performing. And when the local pros in town saw this stage setup, they were like, why aren't we playing there?
From my window, the grass looks greener, the sidewalks cleaner than clean, but from my window.
The Nashville Jazz Workshop is a super important place for Nashville to have because it represents an arena where musicians can come to do their art and perform their music in a dedicated listening setting with the best possible listeners. It's what I love about the workshop.
From my window, the rain won't let up, I can't seem to get up the steam.
It's a strong proponent of keeping music alive because there's live entertainment and it's an institution for education. People are learning here and developing here, and so that keeps generation after generation honing their skills and still taking what they learn here and pouring that back out into the community and keeping the cycle going.
If I woke up tomorrow and the Nashville Jazz Workshop was gone, I think I would have to move. And I really do think that the Nashville Jazz Workshop plays a huge role in the fabric of this city. And I don't think I'm speaking out of hand when I say when I moved here, Nashville was Country Music USA. And I think that the Nashville Jazz Workshop played a major role in helping the city evolve into Music City. The level of musicianship, the quality of education, the performances, every detail, the bar was raised so high as soon as their doors opened. If they were to go away, I think there would be a tremendous void here in so many ways in this community.
But this music calls us up above and we peek over and say, hey, you know what? they're doing the same thing in that yard we doing over here. They're having the same problems and challenges in that yard that we're having in this one. We're actually all the same. We're different and the same. And that's what this music celebrates. So when you support the Nashville Jazz Workshop, what do I know? But I believe you're supporting the nurturing of an ethos that lifts us up where we belong.
When you get on the stage, we're all one. Everybody's equal. And it's all that freedom to play what you want to play and express yourself. And that art form is important to the artistic community and the cultural community as a whole. It brings all kinds of people together, all ages, all ethnicities, all kinds of backgrounds.
But now, on the eve of our 20th anniversary, the Nashville Jazz Workshop faces an unprecedented challenge. Our home for the last 19 years, the Newhoff Complex, will be undergoing a major redevelopment, and we will have to move because of the construction on the site. There are many options for a permanent home. The prospect is exciting, but also scary. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of money to relocate the Nashville Jazz Workshop in a way that continues our mission of service to the community and keeps up with a growing Nashville. We've secured a lease on a property in North Nashville, close to our current home in the Buchanan Street Arts District. The building has great potential with parking, office and classroom space, and a room for a bigger and better jazz cave. The move starts right after Jazzmania, and we will plan to be in the new space by January. We'll have many moving and construction expenses, and the rent on the new space will be much higher. We will need the help and support of everyone to keep the Jazz Workshop alive and serving the jazz community for the next 20 years. From the bottom of my heart, as well as Roger and Lori's and the staff's, we truly appreciate all that you have done for the Nashville Jazz Workshop, and we appreciate your continued support for the future.